What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Serie A audio experience with IFTV. Things might look a little different today. We've only got 4 of our members. Ludovico's in Italy. My dad is in Florida, and it's just us. And I gotta say, I like it. It seems nice, just nice and intimate between us. What do you think, Anto?
Well, somebody's happy today. My friend Peter over here.
Not just Peter.
Peter's not too happy.
Not just
He
Peter.
was not too happy.
He's not happy. Marco's not even an Inter fan, and he's
I was cheering for Inter hardcore today.
Today, Peter
It's
won a mini
unbelievable.
cup. This is the Inter Cup, you see? Because the Inter just won. Actually, he did steal the game from Napoli. It was Mazzolini.
Get out of here.
It was
They steal the
Mazzolini.
game.
It was Mazzolini that gave
Get
them
out of here.
What about the
Yeah,
Milan Cup?
yeah.
Milan,
It's the only cup Milan's ever won in the past 10 years.
Frosinone 0-0. Oh.
Listen, the way we're doing, I don't like the way the Milan is playing the last couple of weeks. It's just very deplorable.
You know what? Gattuso
Deplorable.
could use this cup because his boat is sinking. So he's
It's not enough to take out
Treading
all the
water,
He
man.
feels happy now because you can't say anything about Spalletti. You would have had so much ammo against Spalletti.
That
if
guy's
he
the
lost his
biggest
game.
loser of the game.
I
I mean,
lost
what
the
did he
10
do?
man.
He beat Milan.
That's true. And
Okay,
he beat this
guys.
He
game.
didn't beat Milan. He didn't beat Milan. It was Icardi that beat Milan, not him.
Not
Actually,
him.
it was Wanda that beat Milan.
Vanda.
Wanda.
Guys, before we start, actually, we've been getting a lot of messages about our Instagram. It got taken down, actually, what was it, 5 days ago? So
A week ago.
A week?
A week ago today, our Instagram got taken down. I know everybody's been asking us. We're working to get it back.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get it back. Excuse me. I know it's annoying. It's very frustrating for us. We're following through our process. If anybody works at Instagram, hit
Or
us
Facebook,
up. Or
DM us.
Facebook. Let us know. But
follow
in the
us
meantime,
on
yeah, exactly.
All the other social medias to stay updated at IFTV official, or on Facebook too, Italian Football TV.
We've been posting, Anto, all
And
those
we'll
videos
post
that
all
you
the
sent us from
updates.
Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
All those
yeah.
with
The
the sepia,
octopus.
with octopus. Everybody says you can't eat it raw. What do you got to say to them? Because you have no response.
It's not just me. It's all my town, all my regions. Everybody down from Naples down, we all eat raw octopus, raw sepia, raw cuttlefish,
And
raw
Antonio's
squid.
village, you
Actually,
live up
we
to
eat-
200, so
but
that
listen,
tells you something.
We eat them not just raw, we eat them alive. What they're still moving. We eat them
With a
alive.
little lemon, right?
Nah,
I want to try that in the future.
If you
Not
have a
now, I
lemon
don't
on the
think I can
boat,
do
you can
that.
put some lemon on it. But if you don't, you eat them alive. That's all.
You were telling me before that sometimes you and your son, when you went fishing, your son would just bite into a live one just to kill it.
Yeah, I can show you the
Send us a
videos
video?
and the pictures.
Your videos were good. I like how you said Gattuso has to feed them because even against Frosinone, they need to eat some sepia, otherwise.
Nah, yeah. They're not sepia,
Not,
those are octopus.
not enough,
It's
not enough goals.
I don't know. I just am very disappointed with the way the team has been playing. Nothing to take away from Gattuso. Gattuso can only shout
so
at them,
much.
but he doesn't move the ball on the field. So
Oh, thank God. He wasn't that good as a player moving the
what
ball
are
on
you
the
talking
field.
about?
He used to give the ball to
You
Pirlo.
You wish
He used to
you
win the ball.
You
And then just pass
wish.
it along to Pirlo.
You wish.
I mean, it's
You
not
wish.
that crazy. Today was Serie A's Boxing Day. For anyone who doesn't know, first time
Santo
since
Stefano.
1970s that Serie A has done this right after Christmas Day, following how the Premier League does, which is very nice because after Christmas time, a lot of people have more free time. You're able to watch games. I think this was one of the highest rating Serie A fixtures ever today. They had 200 million views or something crazy like that, which is great. Following a good path, and we had a lot of drama. I mean, there was so much to talk about today. Where we want to start, boys?
I don't even know.
Let's start with the last game over here with
Okay.
Napoli
We're
Inter.
going to start with this one first?
Inter Napoli.
Inter Napoli.
Napoli.
whatever.
We'll start with Inter Napoli. The first half, I thought, and I was saying, like you said, this side over here, well, Peter was half on that side, half on this side. He didn't know if he wanted Inter to win because he wasn't sure if he wanted Juventus to go that much above Napoli. So he wasn't sure if he wanted Inter to win or not. I was, of course, going for Inter. And I thought the first half, Inter was playing very good. They couldn't score, but Napoli was not into the match. Second half, the game died down a little bit. Napoli were building in. And then we were left with
Mazzolini just giving the ball, the goal. The game to Inter just by throwing Koulibaly out. I mean, this is-
Koulibaly was single-handedly stopping every Inter attack. There was one even Perisic was about to cross it into Icardi. If Koulibaly doesn't make that stop, then Icardi, boom, tap in.
Listen, that yellow card, it was a disgrace. The first yellow card that he got. First of all, he didn't even put his hands on. He was put the 2 fingers like. And then
It was a foul, but I don't think it was a yellow card.
All of those boos from the stadium or ooze or whatever they want to call it, that's very bad.
Yeah.
We are in 2020, getting
18,
close to 2020. Next year is going to be
19.
like, okay,
Yeah,
so-
we there. Hey, Hello.
Yeah, these people are stupid.
I mean,
Yeah,
what
that's
I
not
will
right.
do, okay, you won the game. I'm not sure if I can say fair and square because of the decision that this guy has made, because he threw Koulibaly out. He's technically 70% of Napoli's defense.
Okay, that's not Mazzolini's fault.
It is. I would say.
Mazzolini made a decision. He called a foul. That by letter of the law, that foul is a bookable offense.
Mhm.
And then afterwards, Koulibaly applauds him, ironically, and he gets the
But
second yellow, the same way that
The second
Snyder.
yellow merits it, but I don't know if the first one deserved the yellow.
I'm not 100% sure if the clapping was directed to the public, that they were booing him.
It was looking right at the ref. He's clapping his hands. If he would have I think if he would have had a different reaction towards the fans, we would have realized that.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that what the fans did, there's been reports, and also looks like it's confirmed that there was, monkey sounds, which is a total disgrace as an Inter fan, and especially what Inter stands
Serie A as a
for.
whole.
And the fact that Inter,
as a
Inter,
human.
Yeah, as a
Inter
human.
has.
But Inter stand for internazionale.
Exactly, that's
You're
what I'm saying.
supposed to be from all over the world, and all they do, especially
No, but it makes
they
no
should be
sense.
the symbol for
We've had black players from the 1960s with Jair.
Right.
You had
They
you
don't
got
know.
Keita Balde, you
Keita,
got-
idiots,
Eto'o.
it's idiots.
So it makes no sense for a whole field
it's
to
the
be able
hooligans that
to
do that, that
do
ruin
that.
it, the very
Yeah,
few that
and
ruin it
so
for
I
the-
wouldn't be surprised if they close the stadium
Yeah.
for a game.
a game. I will give him to at
At
least
least.
3 game suspension.
At
If I was
least.
a black skin player, I will just on a sign of protest just walk away for the next couple games.
Well,
Not
let me
telling
explain the situation just in case anybody doesn't know, because we jumped into it. Koulibaly, yes, he pulled down Politano. It was definitely a foul, but probably not a yellow card. Anyway, afterwards, Koulibaly, you see Koulibaly applauding towards what seemed like the referee, but there were reports, and it seems like it was confirmed, like Peter said, by Sky, who said that there was noises coming from the stands that were racist chants and racist noises. And in light of that, they were saying, was Koulibaly applauding ironically or sarcastically towards the fans, or was he doing it towards the referee? They were saying that he said bravo, which was, singular, and they were saying towards the referee, and he was looking at the referee. So that's why he got the yellow card. But either way, stupid from the Inter fans. I shouldn't even call them fans, idiots.
But Marco,
and
listen,
very
bravo can be said to
disappointed.
the pubblico too, bravo se il pubblico è bravo, say bravo to the pubblico. But
I guess we'll find out. The game just ended for us,
So
so
you
we
must-
don't have any more information after this.
Listen.
There were some reports of other bad stuff happening, but we don't know. We don't know
It's
anything
not
yet.
a raised and born Italian
I-
kid.
no, but
Koulibaly is not raised and born in Italy.
No,
so
yeah.
if he says bravo, it's not going to be much of a difference whether you use the I or the O final.
But
So,
I personally think that
It was
what
directed to
was
the ref.
directed to the ref, even when he gets off the field, he's not looking at the fans, he's not looking at the stuff. He's talking to the fourth official. You see him mouthing off something. But like I said, the whole thing with the stadium making these noises is unacceptable, and definitely maybe not just that it influenced Koulibaly's expression to the ref or anger, ill will toward the ref, but also before the game, De Laurentiis actually Napoli's president came out saying that Mazzolini always screws Napoli in
He
some
did it
way.
last year. He
So
did it last year again.
it seems like there was tension already
Build up,
for these
yeah.
players, and it created some animosity throughout the game. And then later on, Insigne gets a red card as well.
Got to my head when I saw Insigne doing things like this. Those are the kind of people that you want to build the national team players around. And you have people like these guys here that instead of just set up like an example or just being role model for the rest of the other players. Hey, listen, we want you to just follow Insigne's mantra or whatever you want to call it, or his example. What they do, those guys, when with the game stopped, that the ball is not moving, he goes kicking Keita Ball a couple times in between
was
with the
very
ref right there. I
frustrated,
understand
yeah.
the ref
He
is
was-
on the other side
it
of
was
the
2
field,
times.
but
He
the
was
ref
very-
is right there, couple feet away. Why do you have
He
to
was
do
very mad. He
stupid
was,
like
he was just
that?
frustrated.
Yeah,
I
but I
guess.
mean,
every
listen,
big player has-
every once in a while
What
something
a big
happens.
player.
Totti.
Yeah, everybody's screwed up.
Yeah, but listen,
Cassano. Come on.
just because Totti
Like
did,
you guys
listen
say
to me,
Cassano.
listen, guys, listen. This is what I think is happening right now. Just because they did it before, you're supposed to learn from other people's mistake and not do exactly
Yeah,
the
but
same
sometimes at the
mistake.
heat of the moment, things happen.
Yeah.
We all know that. We all accept
yeah.
it. But the decision of the red card was the right red card. I think Mazzolini did a decent job. Like we said, Inter in the first half looked a little they look like the more dangerous side. Napoli later in the second half, they came alive. But it was a really uneventful game. There wasn't much. A lot of sloppy passes, a lot of lost possession. And I think the game only livened up maybe in the last 10 minutes when Koulibaly gets the red card. Definitely changed the game.
100%.
Napoli got the possession. Inter got the possession. Inter was able to make the subs. They put Keita and Lautaro Martinez for both two midfielders.
The save that he was made on the goal.
Exactly. Then 1 minute before Inter scores,
Asamoah.
Andanovic makes a save. Second save, and then Asamoah save off the line.
They just born lucky, those guys. They just you gotta born lucky.
More lucky than Juve?
Than Juve? Oh, no, I would say just as lucky. Just as lucky.
But yeah, I definitely didn't expect us to come on here and talk about all this because I thought we were gonna have this match, which, like Peter said, was an interesting one. I thought some of the substitutions were a little bit questionable, and Inter's midfield. The thing I kept looking over at Peter because now I took a perspective as an Inter fan. I was rooting for Inter. I mean, the midfield couldn't pass the ball. If you saw in the first and the second half, there are so many passes. All they do, they send it backwards or they lose the ball. I mean. I'm not even Brozovic to point out, but Borja Valero and Joao Mario and who else? Vecino,
Perisic,
even when he came in.
too.
Such simple mistakes that were mistakes. Even Perisic too. You're right. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's about having the right mix in the midfield. We'll see Nainggolan, even though we haven't been able to see the best of him, is someone that opens the game and gives more space for the other midfield. Brozovic is supposed to be the regista, then everything goes to him. Napoli high pressed. Listen, we weren't versing Bologna. We weren't versing Frosinone. We were versing Napoli. This is a team that's second place. They've been playing very well. They've given trouble to Liverpool, PSG, whoever they versed. And it just looked sloppy in the second half. I think the first half, Inter really came out well. From the first second, Icardi shoots. We never see that.
The bar.
Hits the bar, crossbar. Unbelievable shot, even though it was
gone in, it will be
even though it was covered. Oh, forget
Banda had the
300 million. Banda was already there with the paper that signed right now. So just for listen, let me ask you something, Pete. What do you think is going to happen to Keita Baldes just because he was still tantalizing Insigne? You think he might just
he flicked Insigne's ear, right?
He pulled his ear a little bit.
He might get something.
And the ref saw him and he didn't do anything.
We'll see. I mean, it depends because
he's instigating him.
No, but even during the games, but we see that somebody does something like that and they'll get a yellow card. It's not like it's a red card offense. If they would have maybe had altercation, a headbutt or a slap, that's a different story. Stuff like this, pulling the ear or something like that, maybe a yellow card.
And what about Mario Rui? Mario Rui just getting crazy.
I think they'll leave it. Yeah, maybe verbal abuse, but I don't know.
Maybe a fine. They're going to give them a fine. Who knows?
But anyway.
Hey, wait. Before you go ahead, we are starting a new contest over here. So each and every one of us is going to have a cup.
Oh.
Unfortunately, I hope this is not the only cup that AC Milan is going to win this year. But we're going to have a contest over here. So
what other cup are you going to win?
Peter brought an Inter Cup, which is
the Berlusconi Cup.
To be honest, which is a bootleg. You can say it's not even a real Inter Cup. That's what real Inter fans do. They just don't even buy a regular, authentic merchandise. So this is an AC Milan Cup, which is just made in Italy. You can see it. It's got nothing but the best logos. So, But no, Marco is going to come with his Juventus Cup.
Yeah.
Mike is a Napoli fan.
We got a Napoli Cup. My dad will get a Roma Cup.
For example, if Mike had his Napoli Cup over here today, he will have been forced to drink on the Inter Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he will have lost.
So every time you lose, you got to drink out of that.
It's always going to be you that loses.
Every time. No way. I want to see you drinking the
Antonio, what are we putting inside the cup? We're going to switch it up and put some grappa in there?
No, we'll see. The deal is this. Every time that there is a direct match like Inter Milan or Milan Juventus or Napoli Milan, whoever loses
has to drink from the other.
He has to drink from the other.
What are you drinking?
Cup. In other words, if Milan beats Napoli, only Mike can drink from the AC Milan Cup because it's going to look good.
Milan beats
Napoli. I would not drink from the Napoli
Cup.
What
universe are we in on?
Okay, so now the Juventus Cup is arriving, I guess, in a couple of days.
Let's hope it's the one with the big ears.
The Roma Cup, your father is coming from Florida with the Roma Cup.
We'll bring those on the next one.
So,
what do we think about Nainggolan? Because Nainggolan was kicked out off this match. He wasn't allowed to play because disciplinary reasons. It's so told in the story that he showed up multiple times this week,
Late to training. Yeah.
And they told him, you show up one more time late, you're not going to play. He showed up one more time late, and he's not playing. We know that Raja, he was kicked out of Roma because of this same reason. We saw these problems many times, and now at Inter, where with maybe Marotta, who's a little bit more strict, they see that he was out, and he would have made a huge difference in this match. What do you guys think about the suspension? Number one, it's right.
It's definitely, yeah.
I would say, I mean, these guys, those are professional. I mean, they're getting paid. Yeah, I will not suspend a player like that, especially a different maker like that. What I will just fine him. I said, hey, listen, you're not starting the game. I'm not going to suspend you. I'm not going to start you, but I'm going to give you a fine. I'll give you like, I don't know, $100,000 fine. So the next time around, you just try to be a little bit more careful.
But if he comes 3-4 times late to
Antonio,
training,
you got to put your foot down and be like, listen, no one could get away with it. Even if Icardi did it, he's got to put his foot down. We knew Raja was an important player, especially coming up for an important match. So you got to put your foot down and be like, listen, everyone has the obligation to go to training on time, and no one has,
But Mike, how do you know that Icardi hasn't done it and he hasn't been punished yet?
They would say this.
Oh, who's they? They who?
The press.
They
the
who?
media, they know.
Not necessarily. No, definitely. If
think so? If Icardi will show up a little late, they will fine him, or just
no, it's
once,
different.
maybe
Different.
twice,
It's
you
a
know?
different.
Listen to me,
It's different situation.
If you put Icardi on the tribuna for showing up a little late, Vandanara is
It's
going to say hello.
it's a different situation. First
Like
off,
Real Madrid on the phone.
Nainggolan has a history of doing this.
Yeah.
It's happened when he was with Roma. That was the same reason why he's left the Roma.
and Belgium, the national team.
Belgium national team.
They
so
did that
we
in
know,
the-
we
they
know,
let him go.
we know that he likes to smoke a cigarette every once in a while. He likes to go out. Milan may not be the best of cities for him because there's a lot of nightlife, and he's been showing up late. And I'm sure it's happened in the past also at Inter, but I guess with Marotta there, he's the general. He's gonna make sure that the rules, everyone follows the rules. And this is actually a good thing, I think, for Inter, because it shows that there's someone that's a leader that's going to take care of what's going to be taken care of, and that all the players know that there's a certain law that you have to follow. Whoever doesn't follow, no matter how good you are, you're going to have to sit down.
Okay, let me
And
ask you
you're a
something,
professional, Antonio. You're a professional. So the point is, when you're a professional, you have to make sure that you get there on time. This is your job. It's not something that you just go to play and that's it.
Why would you leave this decision to Marotta and not to Spalletti?
Spalletti is the coach.
Okay.
So Spalletti has to have a good relationship with all his players, and he also has to give discipline. But in the end, the person that makes the decisions is the person that's the manager of the team. So technically, Spalletti is more of the technical side and relationship side. Marotta is the one that's the person that actually takes charge of the
Marotta
team.
rarely talks to the players. Spalletti is one-on-one with the players almost every single day. So I will just say that the Spalletti decision is a lot more important than the Marotta decision.
Well, I'm sure the decision was made together with Marotta and Spalletti. I'm sure.
I'm sure Spalletti was told, you don't say anything, otherwise we're going to kick your ass too.
I mean, Spalletti has a good relationship with Nainggolan.
That's what I'm saying. I will say I will leave the decision to Spalletti. I will say, listen, let me
Well,
talk to the
I'm
kids.
sure this. Yeah, I'm sure.
Spalletti,
Like I
said it
said,
was
I think the
right.
decision
Yeah.
definitely took place with Spalletti. The point is, Marotta's the guy in charge. The same way when Galliani was in Milan, Berlusconi was the president, but Galliani was the one that made all the day-to-day decisions, and it was a face to the team, and it's something that is needed. You know.
I agree. I think that all of that is valid. Inter, they go 5 points away from Napoli at second place, which is very important. The lead at the top, Juventus slipped up today against Atalanta, 2-2 with 10 men. And Atalanta that was very good. Gasperini's men at home are extremely strong. They beat Inter at home. They tied Juventus at home. They beat Lazio at home. And away from home, they've tied Milan and they've tied Roma.
I think,
yeah. So Atalanta, we know that Atalanta is a very tough team to play. Zapata completely bullied Bonucci the entire match, completely outplayed. And I think Juventus as a whole was completely outplayed. First time Ronaldo was sat on the bench, they gave him a rest because Allegri said that I was going to rotate a little bit because they had Roma, Atalanta, and then Sampdoria coming up, which were tough games. Pjanic was on the bench. The midfield was Emre Can, Bentancur, and Khedira. This midfield was horrible. They didn't make two passes together. The midfield is outrageously bad for where Juventus should be as a second tier for the starting 11. And I think that's where the problems initially started. And Juventus were horrible. I think that Atalanta outplayed them 85% of the match. Juve started off with an own goal too. Atalanta scored an own goal, 1-0. Atalanta came back 2-1. They were up in this match.
Zapata's
2-1.
incredible. I just want to say that he's such a great player.
We always knew, even at Sampdoria, he was an incredible player. Bentancur makes a stupid challenge, writing on a yellow card and showing his, I think, inexperience and probably frustration at that moment. Juventus sub on Ronaldo. What was it? 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something
25
around
minutes,
that,
I
15
think.
to 25 minutes. And, he proves importance with his energy and everything. He gets not a tap in, but almost on the line, and he finishes at home. Juventus did score a third goal with Bonucci, but it was offsides. And I think overall, I think that a 2-2 was a fair result at the end of the day for the way both played, because even at Juventus at the end, they almost came through. But Atalanta really could have came away with a win, and you would have just said Juventus, horrible. Especially with Napoli, having to play this match where you could have made that lead a little bit more. But I think this match in Bergamo is very difficult and tricky.
Atalanta were, even when they were up 2-1, they weren't going back. They were pressing Juve in their own box. They were going for another goal.
I mean, they had a man above.
Even so, how many teams would have done that?
With a man up?
Yeah.
Atalanta's not a bad. Atalanta's not Frosinone.
I'm just saying.
Atalanta's a team that challenges in Europa.
They really fought, and I give a lot of credit to them. They played great.
I'm not surprised at all.
But
I'm not surprised. You say it like you're surprised.
No, I agree with Mike. No, but I think you're up
I'm not
2-1.
surprised.
Maybe you would have
You're
put
at
another
home and you're a
midfielder.
man
Put
above,
different
and
way.
you got a very good
The
team.
subs that he made were subs that
For attacking
to
minded,
score
not-
another goal
yeah,
to
not
change
defending,
another thing.
not
So
defensive.
and they even had a chance too. Atalanta at home, they're a completely different
beast,
team.
yeah.
It's really hard for any team to go there and get a win, and it showed even today. I mean, Atalanta Duvan Zapata is amazing.
Gasperini's
Their
a
wing
spectacular coach.
their wing play is great. They get a lot of chances, and Juventus didn't look like a good team, but they were able to get the draw even with 10 men, which shows the strength and the mentality really of Juventus. Ronaldo comes in, he plays like the lone striker with Mandzukic, and he's able to get whatever he's got, and he scores the goal. I mean,
Listen,
it's frustrating, but it happens.
to go back to the Inter's game, I would say
Frustrating for
instead
you.
of more of the giving the credit to Lautaro Martinez for the goal, the credit goes to Asamoah for making that save on to read the play and just to make it a save on the line, on the goal line when
But Lautaro did well in his position.
Handanovic was just gone. So
God,
it's
he made the
unbelievable.
save.
Hey, and the same guy here, he actually made the 2 screw-up play that cost Inter.
He rebounded
the
today.
Champions
Yeah.
League and the loss against Juventus too.
Also, another thing with Juventus, 2018, they're unbeaten, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Right.
Well,
away.
Yeah, in the league.
In the league.
Yeah.
In the league.
Serie A.
Not in,
18 wins, I think 3 draws. Something.
Yeah, they could have broken a record. If they won today, they would have broken a record.
And their next
but
one,
if they win their next one, they still break, I think, a Serie A record. But they could have been, I think, a forever record. Whatever.
And
anyway, Gasperini.
They still haven't lost this year.
They haven't lost. Gasperini, I think we're gonna see.
Mark, can you say what he said yesterday?
Oh, yesterday he said we'll celebrate by beating Juventus. So
That's
no
what
celebrating
Gasperini
Christmas.
said.
That
We'll
close.
celebrate Christmas by beating Juventus. He actually said that yesterday.
How did that work out?
I mean, he was actually very close.
Anyway, Gasperini, what I want to say, Gasperini, I have a prediction that maybe, you love Gasperini.
I'm
Anto.
sure I love Gasperini.
I think Gasperini is going to be drinking out of your cup pretty soon.
Listen, I have a lot of respect for Gattuso. Gattuso, unfortunately, is not really kicking the ball on the field, and he's just yelling and he's just trying to keep this team together. He does. No excuse for the injuries, but we got this Higuain from Juventus. I was never a big fan of Higuain, just because any players that you get from Juventus, they come from AC Milan either for a no-show, like we have Caldara.
They can't play in a
sitting-
toxic environment.
What toxic environment? And then now we have this Higuain, this washout player. I mean, what do you think Juventus will have let Higuain go if he wasn't, if they didn't read into it the fact that he was in a big decline? This guy here is done. Let him go to play for Sarri in England. I mean, just give space to young blood in AC Milan. We have a lot of talents. Let them put them on the field, and that's it. This
Higuain,
guy,
really,
he's
the
building up
chance
so
that
much
he had.
negative pressure. I think he said it's getting to him. You know what I mean? So many chances here today. Very clean chance. 2 or 3 very clean chance. He could have buried the ball. I would have just put two out of 3 inside. This guy here, he gets chances. I mean, You can take actually a cup of coffee. You can finish the coffee, read the newspaper, control the ball, and then put the ball in. This guy here didn't convert any chances. Okay,
I think it's
he's
just
playing very stiff.
It's the moment that Milan is in right now. They
He's
don't
such an
have anyone
emotional
that's.
guy.
They don't
We
have a real.
need
They don't have a real leader on this team.
You're right. You're right. We do
Hey,
not
well,
need emotional
Donnarumma
player.
saved you.
Oh my
Today,
God.
I mean, it could have been a loss. I mean, there was one, Frosinone scored, Bavar looked, and they took it away for a foul. But there was also opportunity at the end where Donnarumma saved 3 points, saved a point at least from this match against Frosinone.
But the end of the year, you see Donnarumma is going to be rated goalkeeper number 1 in the world.
In the
You
world.
see, in the world, yeah.
According to who?
According to me and to everybody in the world.
And everybody
you.
in the world. According
Yeah.
to me, everybody in the world.
So
Okay.
they got the. What do you think right now with Gattuso? Because you're obviously very emotionally tied to
Not
Gattuso.
Gattuso's fans. No, I mean, I'm not a big one of his fans. But I'm not going to say that it's his fault either because this is the team that you have, and that's what he's doing. He's just telling me who should be having you using instead of the player that he has available to himself.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's not more about who he should be using, but how they should be used.
How? What do you? The only thing that I haven't seen the team doing is just keep pressing. They just build up from the back from Donnarumma, then they go to the box, to the penalty box of the other team, and then they come back again. I've seen this done so many times in the last couple games that I got disgusted by just looking at it.
Didn't Gattuso after the match say that it was a good result because we didn't lose?
No,
I'm pretty sure he said that
What is he
after
going
the
to do?
match.
It's just a PR. He's
not
going to
good.
try not to.
Versus
not to
Frosinone, he
crush.
said that?
Yeah,
Versus
forget
Frosinone.
it.
Wow.
Guys, I like Gattuso. No, I think he's,
I'm gonna
you
double
know,
fact check that
yeah,
one.
whatever.
by
He's
the
a
way.
great player and stuff, but as a coach, I don't think he's the one to take Milan to the next level. And I think the sooner he goes, I think the better off they are. Even though a lot of people are emotionally attached to him, I think it's the best thing. Every previous job, he pretty much got sacked. He was in Pisa. He played in Greece. He played in a few other Serie A B teams. He just doesn't have what it takes right now. Maybe in the future he'd be better.
I think you said it best. I mean, to coach a team like Milan is a lot, even though Milan hasn't been as good as they want. Their history shows. But he just maybe needs a little more experience. We've seen in the past he made mistakes on substitutions, and he's right now with not being able to score any goals for 4 games. This is something that is absurd, especially when 2 of those games were versus the bottom of the pack. You had Frosinone and Bologna. That shows.
That was
Yeah,
6 points right
that
there.
exactly.
6 points. We got
So-
nothing but what? We got 2 points.
exactly.
Oh
So,
my God.
the team right now is not gelling. They get kicked out of the Europa League. There's a lot of tension, a lot of pressure. So, I don't know. It just, like I said, yes, the coach can only do so much. But maybe you need something different, something new that could really liven the group up. But it depends who's
say
available.
they're going to
Depends
wait
who's
until
available.
right after the holidays, and then they're going to see the way the team is still gelling. Maybe they're going to wait for somebody to come back. Some of the injuries.
Yeah, but you can't
players, they're
sack
gonna try to
Gattuso
come
when
back.
he wins. You're saying you're
They
going to
say
win.
that-
No,
and
they're
you're
going to
saying-
wait until January because you don't want to sack somebody just
January's in a
after
few days.
Christmas or before the New Year. So
Why?
it's just not a good PR, and then you're going to see a lot of criticism from director to Maldini, Leonardo, and
I don't think they care.
and this they don't. Yes,
don't
they
think
Not
do.
necessarily that they care. I mean,
They
the
do.
point
They've
is,
been teammates, Marco.
Business
Those are
is
people
business,
that they
though,
play.
at the end of the day.
I want to see the new
But
managers.
who would
Well,
it be?
that's
The
what I'm
thing
sa-
is, who would you bring in?
yeah, I think
If you're
I
going to bring in
think
somebody stupid, there's no point.
unless they have somebody that's going to be able to guide the team till the end of the year, or they find somebody that they think is going to be the coach for the next year, and they get him right away, and the coach agrees to it. I don't see Gattuso really leaving.
Hey,
You're not going to get Conte. You're not
Leonardo,
going to get Gasperini.
Leonardo
Sosa.
can
Not
step
gonna
up.
get
Sosa.
Paulo
Listen,
Sosa. Get
what
rid of-
about
come on,
Leonardo?
Paulo
Leonardo,
Sosa.
he did coach the team before, or he coached
Just to
Inter
bring him to
too.
the end of the year.
I'd give
I don't think
everything-
that. I don't think that
let
it's
him
worth
sit
it to
down.
sack
I'd
him.
give
Let him-
Conte whatever he wants. I give him the majority
I
of the
don't.
city.
I don't think even. I don't think Conte would even take over right now.
How about
know.
a lot of money?
At this Milan? No, I don't
Really?
think that. No, I don't think so.
Conte
And I
will
think,
not do that.
What do you? They say that he had 2 games to prove himself, which was Frosinone and Spal. So they say the last string would be Spal if he's not able to win the match, and then they would sack him. So maybe they're
Who's
looking.
that?
I
Who
heard
said so?
Guidolin is also a name that's.
Nah,
yeah.
Guidolin is a coach for a mid of the packs. Yeah.
Like
What
Gasperini.
position is Milan?
What
No, Gasperini. Gasperini is a top of top.
Where did he coach top?
Listen,
Montella
Gasperini
available
it's
still?
one of the few
Montella.
that
What
they
top
can
team did he
teach-
coach?
that
No
they can
way.
teach soccer.
He's stable.
So is Guidolin. Guignolin brought Udinese to Champions League.
Yeah,
What's
but
available?
Gasparini is a champion for the coaching. I think he should be teaching all the coaches, Gasparini, on how to coach. If I were me, if I would be looking for a professor, you know, in Coverciano or wherever they go for the
That's your
technical
professor?
classes, I would
Where are you
put
going to take this team?
Gasparini-
Serie B?
I will put Gasparini
God.
over there and
No,
say, hey, this is
come
how
on.
you want. I
Come
want you
on.
to just teach your guys how to coach. That's
What do
all.
you think about the Morata Higuain swap?
I wish
You would do it?
Oh, absolutely, in a heartbeat.
I think
Yeah,
that's actually a good swap, I think.
They're
Because
both doing really bad.
not
right
necessarily that. Morata's younger.
He's faster.
You know, it's a different... You
Listen,
you can
even
really
But
grow the team.
Morata similar to Higuain of inconsistency and not as confident.
Yes.
Morata, there's a lot of spells that he wasn't scoring because he wasn't very confident.
Yes.
I feel like Higuain's going through the same kind of phase.
But
as him.
Higuain, at his age, he's a player to win now. Milan's not ready to win now.
I get what you're
Milan's
saying.
going to win in
Yeah.
5 years.
I get what you're
Yeah.
saying.
You know,
Milan,
unfortunately.
Milan, this is their third game with no goals. Fourth game
Fourth game.
with
Fourth game.
with no
Since
goals.
19
It's the first time since 1970.
And I think fifth game that they that they haven't won in all competitions. 5 games.
It's
they
the
haven't
luck.
won.
We don't have midfielders right now. We have everybody's injured, on the
Biglia.
on the midfield. We got Biglia's out. We got Çalhanoğlu not in great shape. We got who else? Borini's out. too.
Çalhanoğlu, another one that's linked with leaving now this
I
summer.
don't think.
This-
I
this
I was
January.
never fond of him. I don't think it was that good.
I think that the situation at Milan is tricky, but like I think we're all saying, I would never go with a Paulo Sousa, Leonardo,
absolutely.
Guidolin right now. I'd rather just.
Leonardo, I can see it on the interim just taking
I would
over.
rather
in
leave
between,
Gattuso to the end of the
That's
season,
what I said.
and
They're
then you
not gonna
try to
touch
get
him.
Gasperini or you try to get Conte, which is
They're
all
not
going to be
gonna
difficult.
touch Gattuso.
Let's
believe
talk.
me.
Let's. What should we go to next? There was.
Let's go to Roma.
We could go to Roma first. Let's say about Quagliarella, because Quagliarella now scored 8 games in a row. It's the first time
9
since
goals in
2000.
8 games.
8 goals in a row, though.
Italian from Naples.
The first player,
Italian from Naples.
the first Italian player since 2002, which was, give me a guess.
Di
Somebody give me a
Natale.
guess.
2002.
Yeah,
Cassano.
Bobo Vieri.
Bobo Vieri.
Bobo
Oh,
Vieri.
boy.
Last
More
week
than
when Quagliarella did 7, it was the first time since Di Natale.
Natale.
Now he did 8 in a row.
Wow.
And it's the first time since Bobo Vieri. I think that he's heard how many times we've asked the question, should he go to the national team? And every week he's like,
I
let
said this
me
months
try to
ago,
ring
guys. I said
one
this
more
already.
in.
Mancini, call him up.
Sampdoria are going through the best
And
spell.
what a goal, too. The
Beautiful.
flick.
Yeah, back heel flick. And
Golazo.
they play against Juventus next week, so I think that they're going into a very good moment for Sampdoria. But anyway, Roma. We'll talk about Roma. 'Cause
Roma.
Who scored?
I'm very happy for Roma.
Why are you
Finally,
happy?
Schick played
There we
very
go.
well, and he scored. And the kid needs to be confident again. I don't think he's going to be sold because it will be a big mistake for Roma to sell a player
Think
like
so?
that. I know so, because many times you regret the decision that you make. This
I don't
is
think it would be a
kid-
sell. I think it would be a loan.
loan.
to
I don't
allow
think
him
I
to
would
grow.
loan somebody like Schick.
No?
No.
They were saying loan him back to Sampdoria, get Batshuayi to
Nah.
play with.
Antonio, this is their record signing. Why would they just give up on him? They will
$40
definitely
million
be a loan.
you spend. The kid needs to build up some confidence.
Oh,
right
loan
now.
is not getting rid of him.
Yeah,
it's
loan's
giving
not
him a
getting rid
chance
of
to
him.
play.
It's given him 6
Right.
months. Anyway,
Didn't he say sell?
No, loan.
He didn't say
Oh,
loan.
Loan, I
Anyway.
don't think so. I will not loan him. No, because then loaning is just a downgrading to a player.
I don't think so.
For a 23-year-old,
Oh, he's still
24,
young,
Yeah.
he's still,
He has a lot
still,
of room to grow.
He's got to get there right now.
Roma
It's
is a
gotta be
big
now,
market. That
6
guy has
months.
been brought over there to showcase his skills.
He's
and,
been getting time though. Before we always argued, oh, he doesn't play him enough. Then we argued, oh, he only plays him on the right wing or the left wing. Now, he's been playing center forward. You know, Dzeko's been out a few games and he's been allowed to play. He scored today.
He's taking his chances.
He actually finished that very well. He was a one-on-one. I know we've seen him many times miss on these one-on-ones with Roma. But again, I think confidence plays a part in this. Di Francesco really needed this win. Really needed it. He went against a Sassuolo, who's another one that can be tricky sometimes. Probably not so much away from home. Going against his son, who was also over there. And I think that the spotlight, I thought we were going to come into this talking about, 3-0, great game, but Zaniolo, who we've talked about many times already.
He's the next Totti. He's the real next Totti. Could be actually at the same level or maybe slightly even better. This guy physically is powerful.
He's a big guy.
my God,
Even
he's
better
a big
than
kid.
Totti.
I'm not
Totti at
sure-
16.
I know.
Was
But
playing,
16,
he
17,
reminds me
right?
of Totti, this guy here. This guy has got speed, he's got technique.
I mean,
he's got-
the goal that he scored
dribbles
today.
The ball,
He has
he's
so
got
much passion,
vision.
too. I love this
He
guy's
sat
passion.
Yeah, he's
two
very
players
passionate.
down with the goalkeeper and he just and he just chipped the
No,
ball back
definitely.
in.
Tell
I
him.
mean,
That was beautiful. Let us remind you that this was the deal that Monchi was criticized for because he got rid of Nainggolan, who was always Roma's most important player. Roma's almost symbol, who represented Roma, was Nainggolan for a few years. For money and Zaniolo, who we said, who the hell is this kid? He was just at Inter, And I think
Great
that
signing.
inside this starting 11, he has proved that he can compete and play well with some of the best, in the Serie A.
listen, this guy's going to be starting the rest of the game until the end of the season. I'm telling you right
He
now.
seems like a very smart kid
Okay.
too. I like the way that he
and
speaks.
this guy here is going to be the one and substituting De Rossi, not on his role, but he's going to be the next
The leader
next
of Roma.
franchise player that Roma is going to building around. Is going to build up.
Out of all
Not
the-
even Florence is a symbol for Roma. Florence it's like streaky. It's on and off, but this kid here is drawing a lot of attention.
He is drawing a lot of attention. And I think it's one of those bright spots for Roma in a time where things seem very negative, and they're able to have a guy who looks like he's going to be able to stay with you and going to play well. But again, it is very premature.
Yeah, but I mean, Zaniolo is the playmaker, so that's why he's gonna bring the fans to the stadium. He's gonna create. Instead, Florenzi's more of a right back. He's not gonna really
He's
give
a
you. He'll
hustler.
do you the. He'll give you the dirty work. And being that he's from Rome, and there's actually a bunch of guys. I think Roma's future is a lot brighter than a lot of people want to say. They have a lot of young players. It could be a young nucleus for the next couple of years. With, in addition, they have Pellegrini, the two Pellegrinis, and
Under.
Under,
Kluivert.
Cristante, Kluivert,
Schick.
Schick. These are guys that are all in their mid-20s that within a couple
Early
of years,
20s.
or early
Early
20s,
yeah.
within a couple of years, they can really
Come up to maturity and do a lot
yeah,
of
it's just a
damage.
matter of keeping them all together, not having to sell them. But Roma always had that identity.
They're always building a project too.
Yeah, but
Why
it's
they
important
brought
that they
in
stick to
Monchi.
this project now.
Exactly.
You know,
You can't just sell like they say.
Yeah.
Under already is going to go to Bayern Munich, or Kluivert is going to go here, or these guys are going to go there. And I think that there is a lot of negativity, obviously, that surrounds them, which
well, I
leads
think
into that,
it
but-
comes down to what place you get. Like if Roma is able to get fourth place and get into Champions League, it's gonna make sure that they're able to keep certain players. Then what they're really going for is the stadium. If they get the stadium, that changes the whole game.
Huge,
We've
yeah.
seen already how Juventus has been able to get a lot of money in, keep certain players, buy big name players, thanks to their financial fair play and the books being level because they're able to make
Sure.
so much money from the stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but we
And
don't know.
marketing
That
and
stadium
merchandising
is,
and all this other stuff.
stadium's
Listen, I
gonna
have
be
seen
So-
the design of the stadium. It's just beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
yeah.
the designs are good. We need to see it get off
Happening,
paper
right?
and start building,
We gotta
which
see
is
the
the difficult
construction.
part.
Yeah, one thing we forgot to say, we just hope that Ludovico didn't go watch the game over there and got aggravated because,
Oh,
I mean,
all
in
the way to
Napoletani-
Milan?
Yeah, on Inter
He
Milan.
went to the Spal game.
He went to the Spal
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
but
home before, in
he
Naples.
told me that it's a chance that we might go to
Oh,
watch
yeah?
the game over there. I just hope he didn't go over there and. We heard even some trouble outside of the
Yeah.
stadium. We just hope nothing crazy went on over there. And guys, it's just a game.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you just go back home, take care of your family, and just hope for the best for the next game.
It's the day
Inter.
after Christmas too.
Yeah, it's the day after Christmas, Santo
The-
Stefano. You believe it or not, today, just to take you up on the attendance that you have today on the Italian Serie A, the attendance is very high because it's a national holiday over there. Unfortunately, United States, the day after Christmas, it's not a holiday unless it's on Sunday or Saturday. But in Italy, Santo Stefano is a holiday. So whether it comes on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday, it's a national holiday. Nobody works.
Well, I think also we talk a lot about how Serie A does things really poorly, but I think that this is one of the things that they're very advanced with. They were quick in adopting the VAR, and they're quick in adopting this, where we see, Spain was not played today. Bundesliga was not played
I'm not
today.
sure if they were quick on getting this. This has been something that's part of tradition in England.
Yeah.
Whereas every other
But
league
still
doesn't want to do
have
it.
If you still think
Yeah,
about
but
it.
you know the reason why? Because of they have a lot of international players and also the family tradition of Italy and the family tradition of Spain, and they're very Catholic. They usually take the
Yeah,
the
exactly.
holidays off.
Well,
Right.
Italy's the same way.
No, Italy now
Don't you
are
think?
playing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Italy now are going to be playing until I think next week, and then they're going to be taking 2 weeks off afterwards.
It's just a give and
It's
take.
just-
that
yeah.
I think it's good though. I think
Yeah.
it's good. I think it brings viewers into the league. I
Absolutely.
mean, even yesterday, at Christmas
Yeah.
they have basketball. NBA is always
Oh, yeah,
on.
yeah.
And so, I think eventually it's always going to get to that point.
I think it's a
Just
good
how long
marketing
it's
strategy
Me too.
because,
I agree
hey,
with you.
listen,
That's what I was saying.
you have all the family home,
Yeah,
everybody got
exactly.
it together.
Yeah,
You
it could be a
put it
tradition.
on and you watch the
Exactly.
game. Let
And
it
also
become
go
a-
to the stadium.
Yeah,
let
you
it
bring
become
your family
a
to the stadium.
tradition. You
And
just bring the family to the stadium and you get to enjoy the game.
Exactly. I agree. The Inzaghi brothers went
Oh.
face to face.
Oh, yeah.
Pippo and Simone Inzaghi, Bologna against Lazio. I think it was a little bit of an awkward one at Christmas time for both the Inzaghis because the dad doesn't know who he wants to go. If Lazio's not in a great time, but if Simone wins, then people might be out. And if Pippo wins, doesn't look good for Simone because
The dad probably doesn't know who to celebrate for, right?
yeah, I think they asked the dad, and he was like, "Let's let Bologna win, and then hopefully Lazio will beat Roma or something like that." But anyway, it ended 2-0 for Lazio.
We all could have expected this, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I think we could have expected it. Also, last week, because we didn't do a podcast last week, we said we'll combine the two. Milinkovic-Savic got back on the score sheet. A guy who we said this first part of the season, first half of the season, he had that 100 million price tag on his back the entire summer where he was never sold. And maybe that weighed on him a little bit, or Lazio not playing well weighed on him. But he scored, and he's maybe a little bit back, or no?
Yeah.
So what they did, the Inzaghi
It's a
family,
star.
Mike, the Inzaghi family, they had a panettone right in the middle of the table. Half was sweet and half was sour. So I guess people got the sour slice of the
It looks
panettone,
like
and the younger brother got the sweet parts.
Hey, listen, Lazio's the better team. But listen, even with Milinkovic-Savic not being able to really score as many goals or have an impact for Lazio's right where I said they were going to be. Fourth spot. They just got an extra. And they just got an extra 2 points on Milan now. So, I mean, Lazio right now, for the players that they have,
this has coincided,
place.
Pete, coincided with the coming back of the midfielder that they have, that young
Oh
kid.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
And they
If-
haven't clicked fully also. They're
yeah,
still not playing their
that's
their
what I'm
best
saying.
potential.
Once
Yeah.
they're able to really click, they're going to be able
Lucas
to.
makes a huge difference for Lazio. When
Oh
it comes
yeah,
and
he's
plays
more
into the
defense,
middle.
and then
Yeah.
Luis Alberto as well.
Luis
Of
Alberto.
course,
You know?
yeah.
You know.
Guys,
It's gonna be interesting to
I
see
just
what
got
they
some
end up.
news of something that happened that Ancelotti said. So just to bring it in right now.
Yeah.
James Horncastle, he's from, I think it's from ESPN, who covers Serie A. He said that Ancelotti told Napoli asked for the game to be suspended 3 times because of racist chanting aimed at Koulibaly. He said that the speakers in the San Siro told them 3 times to stop and gave them 3 warnings. And Ancelotti said that the next time that they see something like this, they're going to stop playing even if it means forfeiting the match.
Wow. I applaud Ancelotti. Listen. Let me remind you something. There was an episode when I think Boateng left
Yeah.
AC Milan.
Yes,
he did.
This was on a friendly.
Yeah.
If I'm not
He walked
mistaken,
out. He walked out. You're right.
out.
And everybody walked out with him.
There you
I think.
go. That's what you do. You
Yeah.
show some leadership over there. I said, forget about the 3 points. We'll forfeit the game. But this is a message that you want to send to everybody.
Yeah.
If you haven't grown up by just going to the stadium and still showing this kind of a racism and disrespect for the people, the human being, and the game itself, because you're not only disrespecting the people, but you're disrespecting the game too. Because the main reasons why everybody goes to the stadium is just to socialize and to watch the game. It's a sport.
Football's the most unifying thing in the world. You don't even need to speak the same language
Thank
as
you.
someone.
This is unbelievable.
I find it very strange because Inter, like I said, it's a team that's always had black players, and there hasn't been any real complaints in the past. I don't believe. I don't remember anything in the recent history.
Right?
No, but the point is, it just shocks me that something like this happened, and it's unacceptable. And I give Ancelotti, all the credit in that sense that when things like this happen, that you should just take a stand and forfeit, and then you're putting more pressure on Serie A because if they charge you the 3-0 forfeiture, it's not going to look good on them.
100%.
So
Listen,
I think it's the right move
to pick
make.
up on what Pete just said right now. I mean, Inter has a lot of black players with them. Keita Baldes that is black. Then there is Asamoah that is black.
I think that is just stupidity in the heat of the moment that these people act like.
Don't you know? But by just booing Koulibaly, you just
It's
offended at the same time
Exactly.
the same players that your
100%.
team's players.
It's these
I
hooligans.
think like you guys said, Ancelotti.
where do you
goodbye,
stop?
Ancelotti.
Makes
Where
no
do you
sense.
draw the line on
Yeah.
a point like that? I think the
Stupid is stupid in every language.
For me, if I was a referee, if I were someone just to draw the line, I would say, okay, if I'm teaching you as a referee, when you hear the first, the second, or the third time, and you hear the warning from the coaching staff and from the people on the sideline that the booing hasn't stopped, you not only punish the home team, okay, because you have to see even where the boos are coming from. because you not only punish the whole team
You should
for
also
doing that.
specify, because in Italy, when you boo somebody,
Yeah.
you jeer them, you whistle.
Yes.
So it's not like you could get confused by what is the boo and what is the monkey
absolutely.
noise.
They know the
So in
difference.
Italy, they know the difference. Exactly.
The guy who was
No,
at
but I
the
think it's
stadium-
important to clarify, because some people might say, "Oh, you don't know of what is going on." No, in Italy, you're gonna know what's going on because it's a complete different way to jeer somebody. You know,
Right.
The
You whistle
Sky
at them.
reporter who was on scene, he said it was evident, it was clear
Yeah.
and evident that that's what was happening.
But
from us on the TV, it was difficult because we didn't realize.
Right.
Yeah,
we
you're
had
not
no clue
realizing.
until afterwards.
Yeah.
But when you're in the stadium, like Peter said,
But
it's
that's
obviously
why
more evident.
But that's why when Insigne, when the players, when Koulibaly
said-
was
they-
shown the red cards, they
Yeah.
kept motioning to the ref.
Oh,
and
you
said,
saw, yeah.
Go watch the replay and just go listen to what's going on.
Maybe it was something at halftime that they also saw and they said, listen, referee, watch out for this. They never, the referee didn't handle the situation properly.
Okay.
And it led to something poor.
One more thing that I need to say to finish up this argument over here. So the people that they are over there, the Quarto Uomo and all of that stuff, what could that be the role of those people? I mean, the ref is on the field. Don't tell me that he cannot hear those things. The ref is listening to everything.
so the
then
cameras that we have.
let him not
and-
be the only one making this decision. At some point, that they have to convene on the middle of the field, the 4 people in charge of the game,
Yeah.
and say, hey, listen, this crap is going on for a little while right now. It's either we give him a warning that said,
Yeah.
if this doesn't stop, we cancel the game,
Yeah.
and we give you the home team, we give you a loss regardless of the score right now, or we just suspended the game and we're going to replay the game on a
Behind
closed
closed
door.
doors. Yeah.
Behind closed door.
But even if the players, they look at each other, like, we're not going to play with this.
Yeah.
You guys look at each other, even Ancelotti and Spalletti, like, yo, we're not going to deal with this. Let's stop. You don't even need to wait for the referee. The referee doesn't want to take the matters into his own hand. You say, oh, we're done. So I think that Ancelotti should do that.
Excellent idea. I think the two coaches, they should be talking to each
They
other
look
at
at
the
each other
same
and say-
time and they say, hey, listen, what do you want to do? I mean, this is disrespectful and disgraceful. So if they shake hands and they say, let's suspend the game, they just walk out and they look like millions of dollars. And all they do, by doing that, they will promote the sport, they will promote social life, they will promote interaction among people of different religion,
It's a bigger message.
race, colors, and all that stuff. So let's start
Agreed.
somewhere. At some point, we're going to stop.
Mike,
So-
grab some questions from people. In the meantime, let's just give a little rundown from what happened last week. I'll refresh you guys' memory for some of the big matches. Fiorentina beat Milan 1-0. Napoli beat Spal 1-0. We saw the Milik, the free kick. Inter and Chievo Verona tied 1-1. And Juventus beat Roma 1-0. Let's just give a little touch upon that.
Well, I was happy that Inter tied the game because
No.
they deserve it. I mean,
Why they
oh
deserve
my
it?
God. The way
Say
these
your
guys,
opinion.
Inter should have
Pellissier-
finished 2-0.
Pellissier is a champion. The only one that you don't stop guarding until the last second of the game is Pellissier, Sergio Pellissier. And that's what they did in
true.
Milan. They just, a little chip with the guy. The guy just takes the ball and boom, beats Andanovic. Fair and square.
Chievo is another team that pulls these
Mimo
results
Di
out.
Carlo.
Crazy.
Been trying everything. Unfortunately, lost today, but it's been really taking them
Tied against
ahead.
Napoli too.
AC
From
Milan
negative
lo-
points to 5 points. It's
AC
not bad.
Milan lost against Fiorentina,
Fiorentina.
and they deserved to lose. I mean, being an AC Milan fan, I mean, they played like a disgrace.
The goal from Federico Chiesa was insane. You remember?
But listen,
Incredible.
the midfield didn't do anything. The forward line didn't do anything. I mean, there is nothing going on right now. Gattuso's in trouble, and he needs to just change the menu. That's why I came up with the video over there. I just remind Gattuso, I said, by the way, you're coming from a fisherman family. Stop feeding panini to those guys and all of this Coca-Cola and things like that.
I don't think they drink Coca-Cola.
Huh?
I don't think they drink
Well,
Coca-Cola.
they drink that stuff. When Gattuso turns around, all they do, they drink Coke, those guys. So just stop with that diet.
How old
okay?
are these
Just-
guys?
Just feed them some nice pasta, minestrone, some good octopus and seafood. Maybe they'll step up to the plate and just do the job. And I was happy for Fiorentina of losing today because, some sort of a revenge sometime that... did Parma win today, by the way?
Yeah.
Thank you.
They
I
beat
guess
Fiorentina.
Thank you.
1-0.
Very big.
Where, in
very
Firenze?
big
In
result.
Firenze?
In
Oh,
Firenze.
nice. Nice. So the panettone is getting sour for Florence too. So
Yeah. Florence not having such a great year for the players that they have, but I mean, it's still halfway there. So teams could get hot. Team like Fiorentina, where they're young as well, they can get hot towards the end of the season to really make a push for Europa League. Another game from the week before was Juve Roma, right?
Yeah.
Roma Juventus.
God, that was a hot
What heartbreaker.
I don't think
Mandzukic.
I don't think that
That guy Mandzukic, man, he doesn't give
lose
up.
his header.
I
He
can't
doesn't give up.
believe this. I can't
And everybody that
believe
defends against him, I don't know what happened. They just fall into a ball.
Yeah.
You know, Asamoah
First of
2
all,
weeks
He's
ago,
physically
and
the guy
Santon.
dominant. This
So
was
if you see the
dominant
guy
physically.
physical, give him a little hip
Santon,
check or
you can't
something.
even- I can't even describe him as a real defender. He just let
Santon didn't even play
pass.
bad. Santon was one of the
Santon
better
shut-
players.
shut down
Going
Ronaldo.
his
Number one.
flank. He was the
Number
weak
one.
link of the whole team.
Olsen was unbelievable. Olsen was making
Yeah, he's pretty
saves
good.
like I couldn't believe.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Especially
He was-
after the.
Come on.
Olsen
Manolas,
made 2
another
weeks
great
ago.
player on that
Manolas like this. Olsen and
Manolas
Santon
was not
were
shining
much
against
better.
game.
Juventus.
You guys must have watched a
No,
different
no.
game.
What, you thought he did?
Manolas.
No, he didn't. He didn't play well.
Manolas had
He
too
didn't play
much
well.
uso on the system against Juventus. Today played very well.
He was the only one that was doing something. Him with
The
Olsen,
only
with
one.
The two top players.
Olsen was very
Wow.
good. And I'm trying to remember as a match. The goal taken away from Douglas Costa was a talking point that I think I'm not sure if Allegri commented on in the press conference. I think he might have. I don't think he was complaining, but I don't remember exactly how he
It
said,
was
so I
not a
can't
goal.
remember.
It was not a goal.
So it was interesting because it was kind of like the goal today, where there was a foul from before, where who was the midfielder for Roma that had the ball? Nzonzi. Nzonzi was fouled by Matuidi for sure. And then a second after he got it, Nzonzi still had possession and he passed it incorrectly. Juventus took the ball. They went on the counter attack.
Zaniolo had the
Was it
ball.
Zaniolo?
Zaniolo
Sorry,
had the
Zaniolo.
ball.
You're right. You're on the left side.
But he
right?
got fouled.
No, he got fouled.
He got fouled for sure.
They let the play go, and then afterwards Juventus ended up scoring.
They stepped
took
on
the
him, right?
they took it
Listen,
away.
on
Bad.
Çalhanoğlu is exactly the same thing today. Çalhanoğlu was just grabbed with both
Yeah.
hands and just wrestled down. The play went
forcing
on.
on
the
it.
guy put the ball into the middle, and then they went
Yeah,
up
so they
scoring,
made the right
and it
call.
was taken away. So
They made the
in
right
this
call.
particular case, the VAR did the job.
Yeah.
Juventus risked a lot though in the entire match. When I was saying
Yeah.
it was 1-0, where it could have been again 4-5-0, and I was killing myself because Olsen was making these saves, and you think. And then Roma, can come up out of nowhere. They send these set pieces, which they're actually very good at, these set pieces, and they cause you difficulties. And in that moment, they could score 1-1. It didn't happen on that night, but I think for Roma, coming away with anything more than a loss would have been very difficult for them because Juventus at home is extremely tough, and I wouldn't say that Roma played a great match. I thought that they were decent. They were in it a little bit. They were holding on by a thread by Olsen's glove, but other than that, not too much, at least for me to say.
Just to talk about Juventus, Allegri, after the game, he was pretty upset, even though I don't know why, because he was upset that the referees are being influenced now based on what people are saying. Like De Laurentiis
Yeah,
came
he
out
said
saying
De
that
Laurentiis.
Manzolini is bad referee, and he's always against Napoli. And I think it was just funny how Allegri made a point saying, "Oh, all these people are coming out saying certain things about the ref, and they think that Juventus is favored, but we're not." And he was upset at today's game because of certain referee decisions, which end up being the right decisions. So I do not know where his frustration really was coming from, because he was getting upset especially with the red card from Bentancur, where there was a definite yellow card because he took away a chance on
Absolutely.
what do you call it, a counter attack. So he stopped the game there, so it's a yellow. And then the clear
second
foul,
one was-
when you're on top like that, it's a second yellow, and there's
Clean
no
red.
real
I disagree.
thing to get. I think it's
Clean
definitely a
red.
yellow
I
card.
think-
No. I'm not talking about that because Allegri did say, he said, I didn't see it again. So if it was one, then okay, fair enough. He said, but I do agree with him that we say all the time, we always blame a referee. Everybody always says these things. Oh, Juventus is favored. This guy's favored. Even today with Duncan, with Sassuolo, what he posted online says the referee. If you guys don't know, Duncan, Sassuolo had a goal that was millimeter, whatever smaller than a millimeter it was from going inside the net. He posted a screenshot of the ball, how it wasn't in, and he says, I hate that a game is determined before the match is even played. And I think that this narrative is not a good one to do. He did take down the tweet. He took it down afterwards, but I think it's valid. I think it's valid that you shouldn't say that.
Allegri is not the type of coach that inspires a lot of tranquility around the league. Allegri is one of those that he will take the jacket off and he will just kick the water bottle. It's another guy. It's another coach like Spalletti that needs to take a tranquilizer or a chamomile. Those guys, they're overloaded with double
muscle
espresso.
relaxer.
Oh yeah,
Double,
so they
triple
just need to
espresso.
chill out, and because things are going on their way, they're going their way the vast majority of the time.
Yeah,
So,
we know what's interesting. I think because in other sports, like for example NBA, if you talk about referees, for example, you're getting a nice fine. So I'm sure that these teams, societies, are going to get fines for what they say. But you know what? It's part of soccer. It's part of also the Italian culture. You mentioned even during the games, a coach says something or yells at the referee, or a player yells at the referee for a reason. because they want to make sure that the next time they make a call, in some way you were able to influence them. See, the referee that has a certain character doesn't get influenced, but you might have the chance that when you make, that's why when the fans are yelling and when the stuff happens, certain referees, they might make a bad decision because of it. So these are all calculated. De Laurentiis saying something is a calculated response to see how the referee is going to react.
100% agree.
But it also creates
A precedent.
but it also creates a little tension with the team, because you saw Napoli today after certain referee decisions.
Ancelotti
no.
waited until the end of the game.
Ancelotti is a
gentleman.
world-class player,
Yeah.
but he's a world-class player and a world-class coach. He's been through all this before. When you win, you know how to handle the pressure. Unfortunately, some of his players on Napoli,
they lost it today. Yeah.
they lost it a little bit, and in the end, it ends up being the decision against them, and Inter scoring to win the game.
Listen, talking about coaching, what about our good friend Mourinho? I heard some
I was
bad
gonna
news
say,
about
did
him.
we commentate?
No, of course we have the commentator on him.
No,
He's
no,
the
I'm asking
greatest
if we
one.
did.
No,
special
let's
one?
not forget about it. He's the one
The
that
special
said,
one.
What? I said, I can't hear you. I said, maybe he didn't hear the management of Manchester United. They got fired. They got sacked. I said, hey, Mourinho, you are done. What? You're gone. What? It's over.
You have to say it 3 times, because
Three times?
triplete.
Hey, triplete. Okay, Mourinho, it's over. So, guys, Mourinho is gone. Okay.
How
And
happy are you right now?
I'm extremely happy for Pogba. I am
I'm
extremely
upset.
happy for Pogba, because this kid here was about to be ruined like other champions of the past that got ruined by Mourinho. So finally, management has read the real cause of the discrepancy into the Manchester United and the discord that was into the Manchester United locker room. And they realized that this guy here is not a United. This guy here, he gets into the head of the players and he just punished them psychologically. There were a couple of players, top of the line, world-class players, sat on the bench for the entire championship and never used. Why? Because the great one decided so. So guess what, Mourinho? You are out. Okay? Not you, but just in case, I know you like him, Mourinho, but just in case you get tired of Spalletti, you might want to bring him back to win
Why
the
not?
double triplete.
Why not? I think with Inter he does well, because he's the type of coach. He's a tactical mastermind. Okay, he knows what he's doing. He's been able to. Okay.
He knows.
He also he's a
He knows what he's doing. What? He knows how to
he's a psychological
He knows how to
master.
what?
Yes, there's been players where they said I would do anything for Mourinho.
Oh, yeah?
And it's true. The first team that he had with Chelsea, he brought them to new heights, made them win after such a long time.
And
When he was with Inter,
he destroys Shevchenko's career on Chelsea, right?
it
He
depends
got him
on
away
what the
from AC
player.
Milan and
It
said, "I want
depends.
Shevchenko."
It
And
depends.
then he
It
destroyed
depends on the player. Sometimes it's not only the coach, because the coach has to make sure that the team goes in the same direction. So if there's any players that do not follow his beliefs, it can create controversy within the team, and that's where he loses out, because he's a social behaviorist in the sense that everybody has to do what he says. It's
The guy is a not.
the guy has won.
He's a
The guy has won.
You think Pogba and everybody were giving high fives when they heard that he was sacked?
Absolutely.
Definitely,
You
no,
wanna-
definitely,
You
no.
wanna know
But
what's funny? Go. What were you gonna say?
Listen to me. It's not just Pogba. It's just the entire environment.
Ryan was happy. Ryan was very happy.
no, a lot of
Ryan is a
Manchester,
big
lot of
United
Manchester
fan.
fans.
He's the biggest.
A lot of
for
Manchester
the
fans
fan
wanna
of
know.
Manchester United
It-
come up to
it
me and
wasn't
said,
a-
Antonio, my God, you're right. Finally, they gave me. They said, I'm sorry, but you were right. This Mourinho is a disaster.
So Pogba posted something on social media
Did he?
Yeah.
like 10 minutes
And then he
after.
took it
And what
off.
did he say?
And he took it down.
And what did he say? Say it.
What did he post? He posted
He
something
posted
like
him smiling or something.
Yeah, it
I
was-
said,
Yeah.
Arrivederci,
Smiling,
right?
yeah.
he didn't say it. He said it subconsciously. You know,
Yeah.
like it was very subtle. It was very.
It happened like 30 minutes before he got sacked.
No,
right?
it was like 10 minutes after he got sacked.
sure it
He
was
posted
after?
it, yeah.
It was after.
And then a few minutes later, everybody was reposting it and
And then
saying
he
what
had
he
to
did,
delete it,
and he had to take it
yeah.
down. So he ended up taking it
Well,
down.
I'm sure Manchester United asking him to take it down.
I'm sure it was a coincidence.
There's no way it was a
right?
coincidence. Come on.
Absolutely.
I don't think
Come
he
on.
posts that.
The minute that he gets sacked 10 minutes later, you post something. I think so. And Pogba scored today too, by the way, for Manchester United. So all the dots connect.
It was a nice goal.
And, it was a beautiful goal.
Listen,
I was upset though because I wanted
the kid
Pogba.
has got good feet, he's got good head, he's got good personality, he's got good everything. All of a sudden, Mourinho comes on board and he says, "No, you're not what you think you are. I'm gonna put you doing this, and if you're not doing this, I'm gonna sit you down." Okay? Why? Because I'm in charge. Okay? This is the way this guy here
You know what it's
thinks.
like? It's like if we brought you on a podcast to speak about baseball when you're here to speak about football, right?
Well, I can talk about baseball too if you want, but listen. Mourinho is not the type of person that I can be coaching a franchise. Mourinho is like a baby. He says, "Mom, I want this, I want this, I want this, and I want this, and I'm not going to share it with anybody." Okay, that's what he does. He wants everything for himself. He wants the most expensive toy, and then once he gets the toy and he makes sure that nobody else can use it, then he doesn't even play with the toy. So that's what he does with the best players. he gets all the best player for himself. He wants to take away the best. This is the game that he does. It's like a Monopoly game, Mourinho. He does. Okay, I want to buy a Park Place from you. I'm gonna take it away. I'm gonna buy another one where you can put six houses there, and he takes away everything from everybody. And they said, okay, this is the only way for me to win. I'm gonna just deprive all of the best players from the best team that are competitive against us, and that's how we win.
But he passes go, right?
Huh?
He passes go.
He passes and go. They never gets punished, never gets in jail, nothing.
Okay.
So,
To be fair, he does have a very good team. You know, if you look on paper, his team is good enough to be doing better than what they're doing. And I think that the new coach, I don't remember his name, but I know after the first, I think he's gotten a few wins, maybe 2 wins in a row.
2 wins,
Yeah.
Now, they asked him about coaching the team. He goes, "It's easy." He goes, "I got great players." He goes, "I let them go out there, I let them play, and they win."
he's got world-class players. He let them play relax. This guy gets into the head of the player to the point that those guys are even scared. They're even unsure about themselves.
No, I think
Because these guys put so much
they
fear
need
on
to
them.
change. I think Mourinho might need a year off, time to relax and regroup.
Regroup.
Yeah,
Well,
the same way Guardiola. Guardiola took a year
Everyone
off.
needs
He
that
was
every
living
now
in New
and
York. He was
Give
living
me
here.
$20 million while I'm off, and I'll show you how to regroup. The guy's still getting paid. Is he getting paid?
Yeah,
or
he's
not?
gonna get
Thank
paid.
you. Oh, that's what the thing that makes me angry.
Why you get angry for? That's the team that's giving him the contract. They agreed to it.
I would have just put
If
a
someone
clause on the
agrees to
contract
give
that
you-
if you don't do well, if you don't show results, you're not getting paid. End of the story. And you
Next
getting
time
your
they'll
ass
do it.
kicked.
Next time
No,
they
he'll
should
be
do
the
it
coach
and see what
then,
happens.
Anto.
He did take it well. I have to be honest with him. I thought he was gonna come off a little bit bitter, but he said, "Listen, leave me alone. I'm trying to live my
It
life."
was an
man."
That's part of. It's
embarrassment
part
for
of. Listen, every coach is gonna get sacked. Every coach, even the best coach have gotten sacked.
But the best, listen to me, coaches having that kind of a caliber players on his team, it's very, very
Even
bad.
Ancelotti's
Very
a
bad.
coach that's won it all. You know, Bayern Munich sacked him.
Very
which is
bad.
crazy, but
Very bad.
Like Peter
But
said,
Guardiola
Real Madrid
Listen,
sacked
Mourinho
him
gets
after
sacked
he won
all
La
the time.
Decima.
Mourinho gets sacked all the time. Mourinho never lives in a friendly term.
I do
Never.
think that Mourinho's football hasn't aged well with
Yeah.
where football is getting. I think that he's a little bit stuck in the past because I do think when he was at Inter, I mean, I loved his football, but I did like Mourinho. I really did. But I think that as I've watched his Manchester United play or his teams play, they don't play to adapt to where the football is today.
It also depends where he is, what city, what team that he's coaching. Like with Inter, his tactics, his method could work. With Manchester United, where they had Sir Alex Ferguson, their whole idea of soccer is completely different. Their whole way of living, a way of watching a soccer is completely different. So he wasn't the right fit, and it was from the get-go.
Yeah.
But remember, Manchester United, where they were from, where he got them, it was the same way where AC Milan and Inter is right now. The past couple of years, they changed 2 or 3 coaches. Van Gaal was there, great coach. He went with one with
David
Bayern
Moyes.
Munich. David Moyes was, I don't know why they got him.
Yeah.
He had only coached
But
Everton.
Peter,
So the team wasn't doing so good.
But
They had an
Mourinho
8th
comes
place.
on board and they buy them a lot of expensive players.
He went 2nd place and he won the Europa League. So it's not like he's done nothing. Okay? It's not like he's done nothing.
Too late.
Too little, yes. And so that's why you can understand why he got sacked. But it's not like he done nothing. He won the Europa League with Manchester United.
Europa League
And
is
everyone
like
was always
Serie
on his
B.
back,
It's like
too.
Serie B.
He
Still
felt like he was
something.
always the enemy. He felt like he was always cornered.
No, but that's
But that's his
Mourinho's-
mentality.
That's his mentality. Mike, any questions?
Wait,
What are some
but
quick
Mike, before
questions?
you go ahead with the question, I said, first
Get
of
a
all,
question ready.
First of all, I
Have
want
it ready.
to thank all our viewers. You know how many viewers we have from some all over the world, Romania, Philippines, Indonesia.
How do you know? You don't even know how to look.
I know it. Australia.
Keep going, Anto.
Romania.
Come on, get on.
England.
Lithuania,
South America,
Lithuania.
Mike.
Canada, all over the places. I mean,
Mexico.
huh?
Okay.
Mexico. Colombia.
What's your point?
Greece.
I mean, I'm saying thank you guys. We're here for you, and I hope you're enjoying our time, the spending on this thing here, because we are having good time, and we just want to make sure that you have as well.
You're
a good
definitely
time.
having a good time now with
I am.
Mourinho sacked.
Oh, please! This is my party. This is my Christmas party. As soon as I find out.
You got your Christmas present early
Yes.
this year.
Okay, guys, we got a
Question.
straightforward one. Everyone answer quick. Gattuso sacked. I say yes.
No.
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 Whoa. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't expect that.
Sorry, Mike. 3-1.
The red cards for the Inter-Napoli game, were they both correct?
No.
No.
Yes.
I think that Koulibaly's was a yellow card.
Yeah. No, it was
Just
not a yellow. The
card.
first one.
No, not the first, but the total, just a yellow card.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Peter?
Yes. Both right.
No.
No. Okay.
The Insigne one.
The Insigne will
I don't
say.
even know.
Oh,
The
I forgot
Insigne,
about
the
that.
Insigne was a red card.
You
I
think
would
so?
give it.
Yeah.
Yo, he has
The
he did it two
Insigne is a red
times.
card
Why
for
you gonna do that?
instigating, but
Yeah,
it
I
should be
agree.
Keita Balde should be in a
Keita
yellow.
Balde also should be fine.
another
Fine or
question.
yelled at least. Yellow card.
Yelled.
Peter, this
Yelled
one,
at.
Peter, this one's straight for you. What do you think of Keita Balde? Should he have started these matches ahead of Perisic and for the future too?
Listen, Keita Balde has shown that in his last couple of games that he's played, he's created chances. He scores. He definitely deserves a spot in the starting lineup. Perisic right now hasn't been playing the best. Give him a chance. Take him off. There's nothing wrong with sitting Perisic for a little bit. Let him refresh, and then when he comes into the game, he's gonna make an impact. So
Have a little competition going.
Yeah.
on.
But Perisic just become very predictable. So the
I think-
defenders, they know to read Perisic. Keita Balde is a little difficult, a lot more difficult to read on his move.
yeah, I think also Perisic right now, this year has been a big year for him. He brought Croatia all the way to the
Right.
final. He hasn't really had a chance to take a break. So I think
it's not an
now that
excuse.
you have a player that can take his position, Keita Balde,
I think
Give him the
even
chance.
Perisic has been rumored to go somewhere else,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know that is getting
Heavily
something is
rumored.
getting on his head, and you know
Yeah.
maybe it's not as welcome as he thought it was
just
in
the
Milan.
past couple
so,
of years.
So let's see what happens. Next one.
Okay, Icardi and Lautaro, should they be starting up front or should they each take each other's place when they go? I say one at a time. And
But
just
today
swap.
they put them both on and it worked,
Well,
right?
I'm saying for
When they
starting
had
the
10
games.
men.
They said
They look like they have
overall-
a very good relationship together. They spent Christmas
I
together.
would keep them
They
together.
probably connect really
No,
well.
I would keep them
try them
together.
together.
I'd keep one
right,
at a time.
right,
Switch them when
right
needed.
now, one at a time. Because if you play both, you have to change the formation. Right now, Inter doesn't look like they have to change the formation. They're playing pretty well with the three strikers: Perisic, Politano, and Icardi. So unless you want to change the formation,
You can
I
pull
don't
Lautaro.
think
You can pull Lautaro next to
on the wing.
You can't put behind Icardi in
yeah.
a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, but it's
As if,
Inter
you know,
plays.
the three.
Inter doesn't play a true 4-3-1.
4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
But they've played
Because-
it. You don't think they?
Or you
No,
can do
because-
4-3-1-2. You can 3
because then
4-3-1-2 with
Lau-
Lautaro right behind the.
Yeah, but
The thing is your
Icardi
midfielders
and
are not that
Lautaro.
good.
yeah, the thing is
That's all.
Lautaro Martinez is not going to have the discipline to come back. And then also by him coming back into the midfield, you take away his opportunity to create up top. He's a true goal scorer, Lautaro Martinez. He's very tricky. He's
So
short.
you will keep him just on the box and just outside the box to create.
Of course. And the thing is, if you can play with a two strikers, but you change the formation. You're going to do a straight 4-4-2 or 4-3-1-2, a rombo. So it could definitely be an option, but right now it's not something that is necessary. So
Okay.
What else you got,
and
Mike?
one last question. The rest we pretty much answered all of them. If Inter got a trequartista in the mercato, could they end up second place in the Serie A?
Definitely.
Yeah,
I think
see. They
definitely,
can find out for that.
even without a trequartista right now, 5 points is not a lot. But Napoli's playing great football. Inter right now they're slipping up on some stupid games like the
Low
Chievo game.
consistent.
You have to win. You know, these are games that you have to win.
You would be what? 3 points? You would be
Yeah,
3 points.
3 points away.
3
But
points,
they-
right?
the season is long. Inter,
yeah, no, I'm just.
Inter has a lot to do, and but definitely we're missing someone in the midfield. You know, we were supposed to get someone.
Modric.
We were supposed to get Modric or what's his name?
Or Vidal.
Vidal, and we can sell.
With a better coach, Inter could have been in a better
What's a
position
better
right
coach?
now. Maybe Mourinho.
Mourinho's better than Spalletti.
yeah, by far.
Yeah.
By far. The
Wow.
great. That's what they call him, the great one.
The special one.
The special one. Oh my
Come on,
goodness.
don't get it wrong.
Special. Anyway.
Anything else?
That's pretty much
Well,
it.
listen,
it.
guys, thank you again. Merry Christmas to everybody, and
Happy
it's been a
holidays.
pleasure. We had a great year. Let's hope for the next year we have a spectacular year again. Don't
Yep.
forget that this is a platform that is keep moving all over the place.
Now we got a sturdy table
It's
too.
It's floating all over the oceans and the country.
With
And
your
it's bring-
octopus and your
with
sepia.
octopus, sepias, and it's bringing you on board. Your voice is on the top of the platform. We bring it right in front of Mike over here. Mike just spills it out.
Yep.
And we'll bring your voice over here again. Pete is the Inter fan. Don't forget about our new competition. We have the Inter Cup. We have the AC Milan Cup.
Oh, we're still gonna
get the
have one
Napoli Cup. What?
before the new year. There's still another round.
We still have
We
another
have one
round.
more.
Yeah, we
have
got another round.
we have-
Next week we got Juve Samp, Empoli Inter, Genoa
That's
Fiorentina,
this weekend.
Yeah.
Roma Parma, Napoli Bologna, and Milan Spal. This could be the one that your last one with Gattuso in.
If you want to buy our merchandise is still going off the shelving. We have
There's
any
no
sales?
sale.
Okay,
No
I'm sorry,
sale.
guys, no sale because I don't
Christmas
know,
is
we can't
over.
agree over
Christmas
here.
is over.
And guys, we
Yeah, Christmas
postponed the
is over.
culture shirts
Yeah.
until
We
further
postponed-
notice.
Why?
No,
these
because of
culture
Instagram,
shirts.
we had a reminder and a plan for the people who were signed up through Instagram, but our Instagram is down
But
right
stay
now.
updated through our Twitter and Facebook.
So we're gonna
Yeah.
get Instagram back up hopefully by the end of the week, and
Yeah.
we'll get everybody on board. Okay, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Guys, as always, thank you for watching. Rate the podcast 5
5
stars. If you're
stars.
watching,
5 stars,
subscribe.
you're right, 5.
Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, of course.
Cincini.
The audio is available anywhere that you watch podcasts. So get on that. Stay connected on Twitter and Facebook right now until we get our Instagram back. Thank you for all the messages and support with the Instagram. Hopefully it'll be back, and hopefully it'll be up and running again soon. So thank you for the
Nicely
support. As always, thank you for watching. Happy holidays. We'll talk to you soon.
Ciao,
Ciao, ragazzi.
Ciao.
guys.